I restarted my Animal Crossing island and this is how it went. Some things that I want about my island is I want a blue or green airport. I want the native fruit to be peaches. I don't want my resident services too far away or too close to my airport. I want the airport vaguely in the middle. I don't want it like all the way to the left or all the way to the right. I also don't want a short dock. I want a nice long dock. And I don't want my beaches to be too crammed together, as in I don't want the peninsula, the river mouth, and rocks to be like all in one area. I want them a little bit spread out. So with all of this deliberated, these were the islands that I got to choose from first. This was the island I went with. The fruit was pears, with a yellow airport with Pashmina and Cousteau as the starting villages. The next set of maps I got to choose from were these. This is the one I went with. The fruit was pears and it was a blue airport. The starting villages were Flip and Renee. The next set of maps I got to choose from were these. This is the one I went with. The fruit was cherries and the airport was orange. The starters were Sprocket and Renee. The next set of islands I got to pick from were these. I picked this island. The fruit was pears. So now I am crossing my fingers for a good airport. And it's yellow. But as I looked at it, it kind of started to grow on me, and someone in my chat told me to just go for it, so I decided to stay. That makes my starting villages Tank and Deirdre, so not the worst. I explored my island a little. I placed my house to the right of resident services along with Tank and Deirdre's. I'm not too worried about like moving houses around because this will be a forever island. Now what does that mean, a forever island? What I mean by that is an island that I keep as long as I'm interested in playing Animal Crossing. I want to play through this island as like a life sim and not just use it as a creative decorating island. So I have some goals with this. I want to complete all of the exhibits in the museum. I want to get all of the golden tools. I want to complete my DIY collection. I'm not too worried about completing the furniture and the clothing collection, but I will try. I also want to breed all my own flowers. I want to complete all the Nook Mile rewards achievements. I also want to collect all the bug and fish sculptures. I'm also not going to be doing any time traveling nor treasure islands on this Let's Play. Here's hoping I have this world for a long time. I'm also going to try decorate this island, but it will happen as I want to and when I get items to decorate with. I'm not going to be like going to decorate this island to try complete it at any point. I'm gonna be living in it and letting it evolve and grow with me. This is a me-core island as I'm describing it. It's my home and I'm gonna be decorating it how I like. With that being said, I'm naming the island Lovely. And with that, I finished the tutorial stage of the game. However, I realized I made a huge mistake. I've not played on the Switch in a very long time, so while I did tell my Switch to sync with the internet, my Switch wasn't connected to the internet, and therefore it thinks that it's March 2024. So after fixing that, I loaded back into the game hoping that this wouldn't affect anything because I hadn't left the tutorial stage yet, but unfortunately the game does think I have been missing for a year and a half. So upon waking up, I had a letter from Nintendo congratulating me on playing a whole year on this island, and my villagers missed me a lot. But other than that, nothing was affected, so I'm just gonna keep playing through. So now that I'm back on real time, my first task was to collect all the sticks I could and then head into resident services to do my DIY class. Now armed with a net and a fishing pole, I started collecting every single bug and critter that I could. I talked to Tank and Deirdre, who did notice my absence. A little awkward, but it's fine. Tank gave me a hat and Deirdre gave me an umbrella DIY. After donating all my bugs and fish to Tom, he got a call from Blathers. By this point, I had also collected enough miles to pay off my home loan, which unlocked the Nook Mile Plus program. I use this Nook Mile Plus program as a bit of a to-do list. I tend to just float between things that it's telling me to do on here in order to earn miles. I'm not going to be villager hunting because I don't want to deal with my villagers having the starting houses on my island, so I'll be waiting until I can sell land before villager hunting. But when I do, I want to have Nook Miles ready, so I'm going to be focusing on getting Nook Miles. I decided to place the museum just to the left of resident services. I resorted to using fish and bugs as back support while I hit a rock with an axe. It did not go well. I managed to be able to craft my first workbench. I also got my first balloon. I participated in the group stretch, and with a pile of fish and bugs outside Blather's future museum, I called it a night. It's day 2 on my island and Blathers has moved in. I've caught so many fish and bugs that he actually hit the limit of things that he can accept for now, and I have to wait until he next upgrades the museum. I found Gulliver on my beach, but I did not have time to deal with that right now. With my new vaulting pole, I managed to get some fossils and plant my first ever money tree. I faced down my arch nemesis, the mole cricket, and I won. I decided to accept Gulliver's quest and went and found his 5 communicator parts. I also had enough bells to pay off my home loan, and when I talked to Timmy, he asked for some help building a shop. He was also selling some pumpkin starts and candy, so I bought both. I spent the rest of the day fishing. I'm keeping all the fish that are worth over 3,000k until CJ comes to my island so I can do a big sell up of fish and get a lot of money. And now only 5 irons short of getting the shop built today, I decided to call it a night. The next day, Blathers Museum was closed for renovations. Gulliver sent me a sumo wig. I actually led a session of group stretches. I gave Pascal his daily scallop. I managed once again to pay off my home loan. I bought a couple of the hair upgrades and now I finally can change my hairstyle. I gave Timmy everything he needed to complete the store and I placed it down on the right hand side of my island across the river. Sahara was on my island, so I bought out her entire stock. Other than that, I just spent the day fishing. On day 4, my museum was complete as well as the shop. That one doesn't need construction time apparently. Nook's Cranny was selling a bidet, and this is the beginning of a long-running prank my island is pulling on me. I went for an early morning dive for some sea creatures. I struggled and won against a snow crab. These things are so creepy. Working through my donation pile for the museum took 3 trips. Tom Nook asked me about my house upgrade, and let's be honest, I never go inside my house. He then confessed to me that he had overpromised to some villagers and now needed help getting 3 houses ready. I got to work right away and picked out this bridge location, and I picked out these spots for the houses, and I'm finally able to explore the upper areas of my island. And I added a little more to his plate, requesting my own house upgrade. Day 5, Chadwick is moving to my island. I bumped into Harv right outside my door. Bit creepy. I got my first pumpkin harvest. I didn't know who Chadwick was, so when I visited his house, I was pleasantly surprised that he was quite a cutie. After shooting down a balloon, I got a spooky cookies recipe. However, I have not yet unlocked cooking, so this is going to a pile of spooky cookies recipes. I also bumped into Red on my island. Today is a busy day. The group stretching today had a pitiful attendance. I visited Red's boat and bought myself a painting. A balloon gave me a beret and I am thrilled. After that, I spent the rest of the day organizing my flowers for breeding. It's day 6 and Apple has taken up residence on my island. I am stoked. She is such a cutie. I got to officially meet Stable and I bought some clothing items off her. Last night there were some shooting stars and I got some star fragments in the morning. I set up these Mario pipes to get from one side of my beaches to the other side of my island. My flower breeding farms were a success and I got 2 pink flowers. I popped over to Apple's to welcome her to the island and then popped over to Harv's. I decided to bring Apple over for a cute pic as well. This morning Tom Nook announced that resident services would be closed tomorrow for renovations. He also let me know that Celia has moved onto my island. I don't know who Celia is, so I hope she's cute. I found Gulliver in a very compromising position. I added to my flower breeding with red and yellow hyacinths. And when I went to Celia's, I was, well, if you don't have anything nice to say, let's just not say anything at all. Now Apple's trying to teach me spooky cookies. Really, Apple? After I said you were cute and everything? I got Gulliver his communicator parts back. This gift better be good this time. Tank decided to insult my fitness and make me run around the island looking for this lost treasure. I managed to find it, and he gave me a garden lantern as my prize, so I'll forgive him. And finally, we had a good turnout for group stretches. It is day 8 and resident services closed, which means tomorrow Isabelle gets here, which means that I can start working towards getting 3 stars on my island. So I want to get 100k Nook Mile tickets so I can go villager hunting and actually have the chance of finding a good villager. So I am on a mission. I'm going to do as many Nook Mile plus quests as I can and get as many Nook Miles as I can today. I'm starting the day with 92k Nook Miles, so not bad. Only 8k Nook Miles. That shouldn't be too hard, right? Celia was at my front door with a gift for me. Okay, maybe I judged her a little too hard. Wait, what? A dish drying rack? What are you trying to say about my house, Celia? I tried to get a photo with Deirdre, but I guess she didn't like my fit or something because she was embarrassed to be seen with me. I set up a new flower area on my island with mums. I cleaned up a few tree stumps in front of my resident services. This is accumulated from the Cut Down a Tree quest from the Nook Miles Plus program. Tank also decided to taunt my inability to cook with spooky cookies. Deirdre taught me disappointment, which is what I will use the next time someone tries to offer me spooky cookies. I then foolishly used up all my hardwood to make log tables and sold them all to Nook's Cranny as these were my hot items of the day. This will come back to haunt me. I summoned everyone to resident services to do the group stretching, cancelled it, sent them all away, and then brought them all back again. I'm so annoying. Mabel was here, so I bought a couple items off her, including the adorable tulip hat. I had the quest to sell a hot item of the day and found I was one hardwood short. Gosh darn it. Surely the game won't give me this quest again today, right? I then got the quest to catch a Madagascan sunset moth, which is not the rarest bug, but is not common by any means. And then the game wanted me to catch an oarfish. I would love to, game, but that's not really in my control, is it? You've got to help me out here. For context, I have only caught 6 oarfish in the entirety of my island, and I fish constantly. And then, there it was again. Sell a hot item of the day. People say it's not possible to rage quit a cozy game. I managed to scrounge together just enough hardwood to make one, sold some weeds, and just hit my 100k mark. Called it a day. Today, resident services is finally complete and Isabelle is here. It's a rainy day, so my goal is to try and catch a coelacanth as well as earn Nook miles. I'm starting the day with 106 Nook miles. I found Sable on my newly constructed plaza and she asked for help picking out a store location. I found Tank and Chadwick in a heated discussion. Apparently Tank has been boasting that he's gonna have an 8-pack of abs, and Chadwick really wants to see even before Tank is ready to show him. I told Chadwick to be patient and that Tank would host a party with catering included. That won him over. Apple taunted me with spooky cookies again. Like, for real, Apple, I was happy to have you on my island. Why are you taunting me? I also got a golden candlestick DIY. I managed to finally track down Daisy May and bought 50k worth of turnips from her. I am so excited to get into the turnip market. At resident services, Tom wanted to talk to me. He let me know about his plan to get KK Slider on the island, and that started with a campsite. And after buying the last pocket expansion, I went from 110k to 102k, which is worse than where we started. We had a ceremony to celebrate resident services being constructed. I placed down a new bridge and paid it all off by myself. I found a great spot for my campsite right at the back of my island. Chadwick taught me a really cute reaction, mistaken. Not to alarm anyone, but there is a large fish shadow in the water, and could it be a coelacanth? No, it's a sea bass. I traded a scallop for a pearl with Pascal. I want the DIYs, Pascal. Oh, another large fish shadow. Could it be it's a sea bass. What about this one? Is this a sea bass? What about this one? Oh, it's a tire. That's somehow worse. And this, it's better than a tire. This one's gonna be, oh, it's an olive flounder. A quick break from fishing for deep sea diving, and look at this little guy. He's so cute. He's my favorite. I love him so much. I want to call him Squishy. And while I was trying to fish, Deirdre was being super dramatic. When I talked to her, all she wanted to do was give me a corkboard. Let me guess. This one's an olive, no, a sea bass. Maybe a red snapper? It's a tire. It's a home. Okay, well, I guess that wasn't so hard. I just need to catch 3 more now to get the statue. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? Chadwick is turning into the MVP of my island. Look at this rain hat he gave me. And we end the day with 110k Nook miles. Better than when we started. And considering we had to buy the upgrade pocket expansion, I'm okay. Today, the day started with Isabelle's first announcement. My goal is also to get some more Nook miles. On my daily run of the island, I found a lost item. I also got my first blue windflower, so I'm very happy. This also means peacock butterflies can start spawning because they can only spawn near blue or black flowers. I asked Celia about the lost item and she said it belonged to Deirdre. I visited Nook's and got my turnip price today, which is 92 bells. Not great. I searched high and low for Deirdre and I could not find her anywhere. I even ran through the whole of the museum. Turns out she was at her house the whole time. When I stepped out of her house, I found it was raining, so I got changed into my rain fit and then thought this is the perfect time to do the group stretches. I took every opportunity I could to try catch a coelacanth today. I even caught a mole cricket. That's how desperate I am for Nook miles. In the afternoon, my turnip price had gone down even further and now it's 86 bells. But Turnip Calculator is telling me that there is still hope. I'm still not having any luck catching a coelacanth, but apparently I can just catch an oarfish. Apple and Tank were having a little conversation about Apple being Tank's cheerleader. We love a supportive queen. I got another spooky cookies recipe. Late in the evening, I found wisp on my island. And after it had stopped raining and I could no longer catch a coelacanth, I managed to catch another oarfish. I caught Apple and Tank practicing their cheer routine. I caught a flea off Apple's head and then was sworn to secrecy. Oh look, a recipe. I wonder what it could be. Spooky cookies. Of course. I reunited Wisp with himself. Apple asked me to catch her a cherry salmon, which I so happen to already have in my pocket. It started raining again, so after donning my rain fit, I set out to catch a big fish. And here we go. It's probably going to be a sea bass, but that's okay. First try. Nice. I managed to break my 300th tool, which means I got some nook miles. And then I saw a tarantula. I jumped over the river to catch it, and unfortunately Joy-Con drift would not let me stop walking, so it bit me. And that's where I decided to call it a night. Today, not only is Able Sisters open, but we have a campsite villager. I'm starting out the day with 133 nook miles. I'm hoping to bump that up to 166, but we'll see how we go because Flick is here and I am very distracted. So something about my island that's been going on is I keep getting toilet themed items. I kid you not. Nooks keep selling them, and in the mail today, I got 2 toilet themed items. Honestly, at this point, I might just have to commit to the bit. I went to go see who my campsite villager was. This is always going to be a smug villager, and you do always have to accept them. So I'm hoping for someone at least not ugly. And it's Julian. I am stoked. I did have him on my last island, so I probably won't keep him on this island, but I am happy to have him at least for now. Chadwick wanted to talk to me, but I may have accidentally given him brain damage. I'm sorry, bud. I'm too bug focused today. I checked my turnip price and it was 86 bells. Turnip calculator says there's still hope, but I am starting to lose it. 500 turnips are counting on this. From Flick, I commissioned an Agrius butterfly, I don't know how to pronounce that, and then sold him the rest. Oh look, it's a balloon! I wonder what's inside it. Spooky cookies! Chadwick wanted to have some fun with the treasure hunt, and I immediately found it. The prize was a school uniform in yellow, which matches my airport, which is another theme that I have been joking about doing, a yellow themed island. Oh hey there Deirdre, what are you cooking? Spooky cookies! I took some time out from catching bugs to catch a fish, and I'm glad I did because it was an oarfish. I guess these aren't that rare? I set out an area for Julian's house to be built. Oh look, a balloon! Spooky cookies! And today, I was proved right. I had a bad feeling about Celia the day she moved in, and today, she stopped me catching a bug. I know. How dare she? This was actually, like, I'm not even joking. This made me so mad. I cannot wait to kick her off my island. Can you guess what this balloon had? Can you guess? Can you guess? If you guess spooky cookies, you'd be right. Yeah, it was another spooky cookies. I made it into Abel's and I bought myself a little farmer fit. I also said hello to Mabel. Wait, Stable? The other one's Mabel. Oh my gosh, I've been getting their names wrong. And in the afternoon, my turnip price was 79 bells. Oh well, better luck tomorrow. Day 12, and I'm starting off the day with 143 nook miles. That 200k nook mile goal is feeling really far off. I was debating about just going villager hunting for the last 2 villager types I need, which is Snooty and Cranky. But then I realized Tiffany, one of my dreamies, is a Snooty. So I kind of have to wait to get enough nook mile tickets to go hunting for her. That does mean delaying getting 3 stars, but if this is a forever island, I am okay doing that. And when I stumbled into CJ on my island, all thoughts of going villager hunting blew right out the window. I have been stockpiling my beaches with fish that are worth over 3k, and today I am cashing out. My turnip price for the day is 75 bells. Boys, you are killing me. I found Apple tucked away in her house sick, so I bought her some medicine. Tom Nook is very excited with the progress on our island and wants to make some more moves, but it is a fishing day. Thanks to CJ, I am able to pay off my home loan and I immediately commissioned a new one. I decided to get into the festive spirit and changed into a fishing outfit. I delivered Apple her medicine. Chadwick wanted me to catch a dragonfly on a fishing day, but I did manage to catch one very quickly and he was very happy. I did take a break from fishing to go visit the Abels and grab some new clothes. I also led a group stretch. Deirdre wanted me to come over to her house, but it is a fishing day. And while I may not be showing it, I am fishing all day today. I've put a massive dent in my next home loan while still managing to work on getting Nook Miles. My afternoon turnip price is 70 bells. It's okay. Turnip calculator says there's still hope. I managed to get a quest to catch an oarfish, and if not today, what other day is good to catch an oarfish? Celia gave me an apology gift. Okay, I'll forgive you in time, Celia, but it still hurts. Tank offered to teach me spooky cookies, and after grinding all day and night, when I should have been editing, I ended the night with 180k Nook Miles. We are back on track, baby. Today is a rain day, so of course I have to change into my rain outfit. I'm gonna spend the day grinding for Nook Miles, because of course I am. We are at 184 Nook Miles. I want to earn about 10k Nook Miles today so I can go on a villager hunt over the weekend. Leif was in the plaza, so I bought everything I could off him. I think Leif is my favorite vendor. I just love sloths though. I found a spot for my oarfish sculpture. Considering how cool oarfish are, I'm a bit underwhelmed. Deirdre was being really dramatic when I was trying to craft by thinking around me, and as soon as I finished crafting, she just didn't care anymore. Okay, it is time to check my turnip price. If this price doesn't go up right now, we have no hope of profit on our turnips, and it is 103. We are in with a chance, baby. I did a little ceremony for opening Abel's. I forgot to do this apparently. Because it was a rainy day, I thought it was worthwhile using my fish bait to try catch big fish off the pier. I still need to catch a tuna and a blue marlin, so of course I caught nothing of value. I caught Deirdre in the act of thinking about moving away. How dare she? She isn't giving me my last reactions. With the rain started to clear, I wanted one more chance of catching a coelacanth, and no luck, sadly. I've deposited another 100k into my bank account. We are inching closer to paying off my home loan. I went to Abel's and got some cute sailor tees as well as a maid outfit. Yes, I bought it. And today I am ending at 194k Nook Miles. We are so close to my goal of 200k. And my turnip price is 95 bells. Unfortunately, this does mean I am dashed out of getting a huge spike, but it's okay, we will still make a little bit of profit. Today is the 14th day on my island. My turnip price is 146. Turnip calculator says it will get a little higher in the afternoon, so I'm gonna hold off selling. Sahara was on my island and I bought out her entire stock. Abel's was selling some cute cowboy outfits. This is another theme that seems to be happening a lot on my island, so I'm kind of considering leaning into the cowboy aesthetic. You might not know this about me. I am from New Zealand, but I'm moving to Minnesota next year, so I'm actually leaning into the cowboy thing in real life too. They were also selling a real maid's outfit, so yes, I also bought this one. When I got out of the store, Chadwick was also thinking, how dare he? He better not want to move away. Oh, he just wants to give me a gift. Okay, that's okay, Chadwick. You can keep thinking. I spent the rest of the day fishing and completing Nook Miles Plus quests, and I ended the day with 196 Nook Miles. We only have a few more Nook Miles to go before our big villager hunt. Today, as I was putting some stuff away in my storage, I know, a rare time I'm inside my house, Deirdre stopped over. So we hung out for a little bit, and she gave me oranges. I haven't been to a mystery island, so I don't know what my sister fruit is, and I'm hoping it's not oranges, but it probably will be. I planted the orange tree, which gave me some Nook Miles, and then I harvested my pumpkins, which also gave me Nook Miles, and I hit my 200k mark. I've been here less than 30 minutes. Tank is very excited at the prospect of getting KK Slider on our island, so he gave me a rubbish bin. Okay. I misjudged my bank account balance and tried to pay off my home loan and fell just a little bit short. I then sold all the fruit on my island, hoping to get just enough, and I came a little bit short. I could have ground out fish or bugs to make some more money, but I really didn't want to, and I'm going on a big villager hunt tomorrow, so I kind of want to take it easy on Animal Crossing. It is villager hunt day, and I am so excited. I'm really trying to keep this plot open for Tiffany, or a cranky, or another snooty that I like. That is all I am allowed to take home with me. Unless of course I find Tabby, who I love. So my first island was Sherry. I've had Sherry before and I'm not a big fan. No thank you. Next up was Ursula. Then we had Bree. Not a fan of the mouse villages, to be honest. And then Carrie. Okay. Then we got Cashmere, the seasick sheep. Then we got Opal. She's cute. I like Opal. And we got Bo. He's really cute. I like Bo. Then we got Coach. I'm pretty sure I've had Coach on an island before. I think he might have been even my first starting jock. Then we got Egbert. I don't like the chicken villages. And then we got Pee-wee, and then we got Kid. Kid's cute. I like Kid. I like Kid. I decided it was time for an outfit change, and I dressed up as Tiffany in hopes of inspiring her to come out. Next island we got Cheshire, and then the island after that we got Crackle. Controversial opinion. I actually kind of like Crackle. I think he's kind of cute. He's got spunk, you know? Island 14 was Peck. Then we got Bea on Island 15. I love Bea. She's so cute. Island 16 was Jakey. Island 17 was Phil. He was my first campsite villager, and I'm very happy to not have him again. Then we had Violet, and then on Island 19, I was presented with a conundrum. I got Zucker, who is one of my favorite villagers ever. I was really debating about taking him, but here's the thing. I try not to have the same villagers on all my islands because I don't just want to have the same favorite dreamies over and over again. I really try theme my villagers to my island, but this island is a me-core island, so I should have my favorite villagers on it. But the problem is I have more than 10 favorite villagers, so I don't know if I'm gonna have Zucker on this island. And I did reason that octopuses are one of the most common villagers to find, so I did leave him. I hope I don't regret this. Island 20 we had Cousteau. Island 21 we had Sylvia. 22 was Coach. Then we had Margie. Next up was Sly. Then we had O'Hare. I like O'Hare, but I don't think I love him, so he's staying. Then we had Mac. Next up was Wade. Wade is very cute, but not for me. And then we had Jambalette, and I wonder if Jambalette is for anyone. And then we had Caesar. Next up is Lucky, and I do love Lucky, but I had him on my last island, so I think I'm gonna skip. Island 31 was Pierce. Not bad as far as eagle villagers go. Island 32 was Gladys. Then we had Humphrey. Next up we had Dora. And then after that we had Spike. Now here is where I really screwed up. Because I need 8 villagers, I have 2 plots that I need to fill. I need a Cranky or a Snooty. And Spike is a Cranky, which I do need. So I considered taking him, but decided he was a little too ugly for me, so I moved on. Then we had Lily, who was so cute. Probably not one of my dreamies. Next up is Rodeo, who I did have on my first island. He was my lazy villager that moved in, and I loved him so much. But I don't think on this island. Island 38 was Shep, who is always adorable. Then we had Yuka. Next up was Tex, and then we had Azalea. On Island 42 we had Missy. She is so cute, but just not for me. Island 43 we had Bubbles, and Island 44 was Klaus. Klaus really makes me question if every single villager is someone's favorites, because he's Klaus. And on Island 45 we had Buzz. Now because I have 2 plots to fill, I basically have 50 Nook Mile tickets for each plot, and I'm on Island 45. So I took Buzz, which is really painful because if I had known, I would have taken Spike and saved some tickets. On day 17, I was completely out of commission. I stayed in bed, real life. I did play a little bit of Animal Crossing, but I didn't do much of anything important, and I don't have any footage to show for it. On day 17, I woke up to my newest villager, Buzz, lurking outside my door. He's just so damn happy to be here. When I headed over to Abel's, I got some deep family lore dropped on me. Awkward. Honestly, this is where I took a little bit of a break from Animal Crossing. I think it's good for your mental health not to completely grind this game. So I spent some time playing other games. I still logged on every day and did some daily tasks. Other than Red visiting my island, I did buy a statue from him, and my turnip price being $231, nothing much happened this week. That was until Halloween. I had never really played the Halloween event back in the olden days, so this was like a whole new experience for me. I found Jack near the plaza and he wanted some candy, which thankfully I had been saving up. He told me to go around trick-or-treating. Deirdre and Tank were the only 2 villagers in their house, so I went to them and they both gave me some candy. Look at Deirdre in her little outfit, isn't she so cute? I then proceeded to go around my island talking to my villagers, going trick-or-treating. I picked Trick just to see what happened, and I got turned purple. After doing a few laps of my island, I managed to get all the items that I could off Jack, and I called it a night. And that concludes my first month in Animal Crossing. It wasn't a full month because I did start halfway through the month, but it is the entire month of October, and I cannot wait to jump in on November 1st with a villager hunt on my island. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like on the video and let me know, what are your me-core dreamy villages? Kakite. Oh my god, this is such a quiet street. What the fuck? Why is it when I'm recording, it's the only time people drive?